But I just want to go back to what Maurice Leggett said about the Bombers. We got to dig into that. That clip will go viral in Winnipeg. Well, he said there's too many mouths going. Too many chefs spoil the stew.
No, I thought what I got from that was the players that are playing the play. And I said they didn't give up. They were playing the play. I mean, you can do the best you can within a certain framework of the play. What I got from him was that it's not Richie that's calling this. Someone else in there has got their finger in the stew saying, let's play back, let's play back.
That's kind of what I'm saying. So you're saying it's a player, not a
No.
coach?
I'm saying, sorry, I kind of felt bad because I kind of...
he didn't
I felt like
seem
I was
to have a
backing him
problem
into
with
a
it.
corner.
Do you think it's coming from O'Shea?
I don't know. There's someone in there saying... something.
I know what you mean about the players, though. I think that's in the huddle, right? They're all competitors. They all have an idea of what's going to work. They've all been successful in their careers, whether it's even as early as high school, college, university, and pros, that when this is coming in and things are going bad, when he means too many mouths, I think everybody's in that defensive side of the football and be like, well, we got to do this. No, we got to do this. We got to do this. You got to do this. You go here. You watch this. That, and everybody's got a different opinion, and it's a problem.
See, Darren, I took the exact opposite from that. It was that when there's too many mouths, you have problems. And what I took from it was that there aren't, in the huddle, the voices aren't coming from, what I took was that the voices, the sounds, the mouths weren't coming from the huddle. The guys in the huddle were just saying, all right, let's play cover 4. I got deep, you cover down, check down. But
interesting.
Which also happens
said when you get to the sidelines. That's where maybe I read it wrong.
No, I think that's interesting. I think it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Should we bring Maurice Leggett back on?
That's why it's great to. It's not always what the athlete says. It's how they meant it or how we can interpret what they said. Because you really got.
Oh, wow.
He's still looking for a job in Winnipeg or somewhere else. So he's got to kind of watch what we don't have to watch what we say. We can say whatever we want.
Maurice Leggett doesn't seem to care what the Blue Bombers think about his analysis of what's going on. And you're going to want to go back and watch that, folks, if you missed it, because it was good. But it was really no different than Gary Echeverry here. Eddie Davis and Etch didn't see eye to eye, and Eddie was changing plays on the field in the huddle because he didn't agree with it. So that happens. But also, we know for a fact, because it was caught on a live Mike game on TSN, that Mike O'Shea's been known to overrule Richie Hall in key situations on calls. That goes back 2, 3, 4 years. But the thing is, if somebody is going to get fired, and if Winnipeg doesn't get to the Grey Cup and probably win it, somebody's getting fired. You and I both know that. And how do you fire somebody if you're overruling them and not letting them do their job? Well, that's one of the fundamental things of industry, let alone sport.
Because you don't trust them enough to make the call in that situation.
Then why do you have them there?
That's my point. So that's why you'd fire him, right? Is if you don't trust the guy, then get rid of him, right? As soon as that happens, that's the saying, hire slow and fire fast, right? As soon as you don't trust somebody, as soon as they're not your guy, then it's time to move on.
You've had all these years, and now you don't trust Richie Hall to call the right defense?
But there's so much expectation with the Bombers right now and the fans. And, we talked about it right off the top of the show back in June. Grey Cup, stop mentioning that word, but it's out there, and the expectations are high. And has there been a better opportunity for them to win the Grey Cup than this year?
No.
Since 1990? So when all that happens, you're doing everything you can to make sure it's right, and make sure, you know what I mean? And as a coach, you're trying to, make those calls and overrule, and you want to, not mess it up, that you make those mistakes, and you don't just trust the people you've brought in.
You're awfully quiet over there, Abu.
See, this is why I try and disagree with people, because when I agree with people, they're like, yes.
It's fine if we can agree. It's fine.
Yeah.
You even got a blue undershirt on today, so I want your Bomber analysis. They're ticked off in Winnipeg today. It's our third highest city for audience, man. They want answers.
They're a great team. What are they, 9-4? 9-3? 1-2? I don't know. Whatever the record is, they're a good team. They didn't have more points at the end of this game. There's my analysis.
They were outscored in the second half 21-3, and when the game was on the line, they gave up 14 points in the last 2.5 minutes.
Oh, now all of a sudden you're the numbers guy.
No, but it's.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought you were the football guy. Right, that's football. Right?
It's hard.
We're playing football or numbers.
It's hard to win. Montreal played better. What's the problem? That doesn't work when you're a season ticket holder waiting 29 years, Abu. They're not putting up with that. Oh, Montreal tried harder. They get paid too, which is the biggest.
Everyone
erroneous
tried harder. Nobody
excuse
tried harder
in football.
So Montreal didn't try less than Winnipeg. They didn't try more than them. Everyone tried.
So you think Bomber fans are unreasonably pissed off today?
You know what? It's nice to have them pissed off instead of not caring for the past 20 years. It's good to have them pissed off. Welcome to Saskatchewan.
You are such a...
They care. That's good. Yeah, you lost. You have a good team. You're not going to throw the baby away with the bathwater. This is a great team. This is a good team. They got a good starting quarterback. They got a good backup quarterback. Everything's counting. Oh, sorry. They've got a great
Let's just
defense.
be happy we have a team. What the hell?
They won't have Harris next year. Harris is going to go like this for a couple reasons. I just thought of something visual. Anyways. This is their year. They got to ride him like a mule to the Grey Cup. Win that Grey Cup and then blow this thing up. Wade Miller moved to, I don't know.
Is our one over
to
yet?
Hobbitland or wherever.
Is our one over?
Why?
Close. No. You know what? They should be upset in Winnipeg. Why wouldn't they be upset that this happened? Because in one half of football, it brought up all the bad memories from all the years of not winning, right?
Sure.
And now in the back of their mind, they're just like thinking, is this ever going to happen? How much closer can we get to being 9-3 and being up big?
They got to fire everybody.
Okay.
Over a good Montreal
Jason
team.
Fletcher, who they run that, he runs that Saskatchewan Facebook page.
Jason Fichter,
Sorry.
yes.
No, not that guy. Yeah, of course. Well, I'm on all that message board and the one for Winnipeg too, and they love Kahari Jones. You talk about this is their best chance to win since 1990. Well, in 2001, we broke all kinds of records, lost 2 games all year. That was a really good. And Kahari was the quarterback. They love Kahari
in
Jones.
Winnipeg.
This rider, I forget what it's called, Believe in the Gold or something, Blue or Gold or something. But there's more stuff on Kahari in Montreal there more weeks than not than there is on the Bombers stuff.
Yeah.
If Winnipeg was going to lose a game for the fans, this is the one to do it to, because they lost it to one of the greatest Winnipeg quarterbacks of all time, Kahari Jones and Bobby Gordon, who's the receivers coach there.
Yeah.
This is Winnipeg East. So if this is a game for the fans to lose, if there's one game for the fans to lose, this is it. It's an East game against what they call Winnipeg East.
But it's the way they lost.
Yes.
It's the way they lost. And now in the back of their mind, all they're thinking, like, even if we're up by 30 points in the Grey Cup, we're not going to be comfortable. And you're full of anxiety and you're full of, like, almost, I would imagine there's just mass depression in Winnipeg right now. Like, hey, you wake up this morning being like, this is never going to happen, is it?
I'm pissed too. I was at Ballers. Did I mention I watched the game at Ballers? I was at Ballers just watching this, and I was just like, no. And then I was like, wow, that just happened. But this happens again in the Grey Cup. Maybe O'Shea doesn't overrule Richie, or maybe if it's not Richie calls the blitz once in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe they learn from this.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
And move forward. I don't know. This is the 12. What is it? 9-4. They're 9-4.
Yeah.
They're going to lose 2 more games this year.
Better now than in the playoffs.
Well, which ones I don't know, but they're going to lose 2 more
Well,
games.
and by the way, head
coaches
do overrule coordinators all the time.
all the time.
All the time. That's not new.
When O'Shea won Defensive Player of the Year, he was a middle linebacker in a defensive system that funneled everything to him. Everyone played back. It's Stubler and Etch came up with the system. They're not the same system, but play everybody back. Let your front guys funnel everything to the linebacker and play all your DBs off. That's O'Shea's too. That's Richie too. Like, they both have similar mindsets, different strategies on how 30 versus 40 defense versus 60, but they're both passive. Defensive. People have this mindset of defensive coordinators being aggressive, and that's just what they look like. It's like having a big dog. They're the biggest teddy bears ever. They're passive. They have to be very patient. You have to be patient to play defense, because it's way too easy to get suckered by the offensive suckers and looking over here when the ball's over there. Mm-hmm. People that are good at defense are very good at being patient.
The regular season is for learning lessons, for sure, because in the playoffs, you don't get a second chance, and Winnipeg has learned some significant lessons this year. The Labor Day Classic being 1, the Montreal meltdown being 2. Are they learning from it?
Hang in there, Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Hang in there,
Well,
Manitoba.
don't stop cheering now. If you want to get pissed off after this season, fine, but don't give up now. But I'll say it again, and you're going to see this Maurice Leggett clip all over our social media. Too many mouths involved in Winnipeg with their defense, and I thought that was outstanding.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.